Hey everyone. So, if you've tried to do a fresh install of Windows 11 lately, you've probably hit a big ol' wall, one that forces you to use a Microsoft account. Well, today, we're not just going to sneak around that wall, we're going to tear it down and take back control of your setup. Let's dive in. Sound familiar? You're just breezing through a new Windows 11 installation, everything's going great, and then bam, you hit this screen. You have to log in with a Microsoft account. If you felt kind of cornered or frustrated by this, trust me, you are not alone. This is the new normal, and frankly, it's pretty annoying. And, this isn't some accident or a bug. Microsoft has been systematically shutting down all the old escape hatches. Now, to be fair, they say it's to better integrate stuff like OneDrive in the Microsoft Store. But for a lot of us, it just feels like we're losing control. Remember the good old days when you could just unplug the Ethernet cable to get around this? Yeah, those simple tricks, they don't work anymore. Microsoft is really pushing for this. But don't worry, we've got a couple workarounds that still do the trick.
All right, let's kick things off with what I think is the best solution for most people out there, an amazing little tool called Rufus. We're calling this the easy way because, well, it pretty much automates the whole process for you. It's awesome.
So what is Rufus exactly? Well, at its most basic level, it's a free tool that helps you create bootable USB drives. Simple enough. But the real magic, at least for us, is that it has a few special features built right in that are absolute game changers for customizing your Windows 11 install.
The prep work here is super straightforward. First up, you're going to need a USB drive. I'd go with 16 gigs or more just to be safe. Next, pop over to Microsoft's official website and download the Windows 11 installation file. It's called an ISO file. Once you've got both of those, just fire up Rufus. It's smart enough to find a USB drive on its own, so all you have to do is point it to that ISO file you just downloaded. Okay, pay close attention here because this is the most important part. After you've got your drive and your ISO file selected, you're going to click that Start button. And when you do, a new window is going to pop up. This is where the magic happens. Seriously, everything we're trying to do comes down to this one little screen. In that pop-up, which is called Windows User Experience, you're looking for this exact option, remove requirement for an online Microsoft account. This is it. This is the whole ballgame. Just make sure that little box is checked. That one click tells Rufus to tweak the installer so that mandatory login screen just vanishes. Now, in that same little window, you'll see some other attempting options, like bypassing the hardware checks for TPM 2.0 or secure boot. But just a heads up, be careful with these. Some software, especially a lot of modern games with anti-cheat systems, actually need those features to run. So by bypassing them, you might solve one problem today, but you could create a much bigger headache for yourself down the road. Okay, so what if you don't want to download any extra software? No problem. There's a more direct approach. We're calling this one the manual override. Think of it as a quick surgical strike for people who are comfortable using the command line. So, which way should you go? It's pretty simple. Rufus is the easy, all-in-one method. It's perfect if you're a beginner or you just want a foolproof process. The manual override, on the other hand, is for more advanced users who just want a fast fix without any extra tools. All right, for the manual route, you're just going to start the Windows 11 installation like you normally would. But when you get to the screen that asks for your country or region, stop. Just stop right there. This is the moment. Press Shift and F10 at the same time, and boom, the command prompt will pop up right over the setup screen. Okay, here is the command you need to type in. It is super important that you type this exactly as it's shown. Spaces, slashes, everything. It's regadd hklm/software/Microsoft/Windows/current version/OOBE/V bypass NRO/T regdw/D1/F. So what is that big mess of text actually doing? Well, in plain English, you're basically performing a little surgery on the Windows registry while it's being installed. You're adding a little flag called bypass NRO, which pretty much stands for Bypass Network Requirement Online. This just tells the installer, hey, don't worry about checking for an internet connection, and that, in turn, makes the option for a local account magically reappear. So there you have it. Two really powerful ways to install Windows 11 on your own terms. But here's the thing. This is kind of like a cat and mouse game, and Microsoft is always changing the rules. So how do you make sure you're ready for the future? Here's the big takeaway. These tricks might not work forever. So that bootable USB drive you made with Rufus, don't just wipe it when you're done.
stick it in a drawer, and keep it safe. And that Windows 11 ISO file you downloaded? Yeah, save a copy of that too. If you ever have to reinstall Windows a year from now, having this version that you know works could be an absolute lifesaver. Your future self will thank you.
You know, this whole thing really brings up a much bigger conversation. As every single one of our devices gets more and more connected to the internet, who should really get the final say in how we use them? Should it be you, the person who bought the hardware? Or should it be the company that made it? It's a really important question for all of us as we move forward. Definitely something to think about.